Sup guys, Sean here from Kang Fitness. Today, we're going to go through my full leg workout. So before I start my leg workout, I usually start with 10 minutes of cardio. After my cardio, I usually focus 2 minutes on foam rolling. I would usually target my erector spinae, which is my spine. Moving on to my lats, which I find need to be very tight when I do back squats. From there, I move on to my quads. I'll foam roll both sides, left and right. Once I'm done foam rolling, I usually do some mobility work. As I'm doing here, I'm doing some squats, some wrist circles, and some warm up for my inner thighs. So for my first exercise is a high bar back squat. Today I'm going a little bit heavy, so this one is about 82.5% of my 1 rep max. I was supposed to start with Smith's machine squats, but unfortunately it's being used, so I just started doing one set of high bar back squats, 3 to 5 reps. Unfortunately, I only have 3 today, so that's that. Not gonna push it too hard. So once I'm done with barbell high bar back squats, I went on to the Smith machine squats. For my Smith squats, I focus on a few things. Number 1, keeping myself very upright. This way I'm able to target the quads a lot more. I always pace myself as well during back squats. For this one, I give myself 2 to 3 reps for every deep breath I take. That way I'm able to pace myself and make sure I don't burn out too quickly. As you can see here, I'm really dying. My lungs can't really take squats that well, especially when I'm going quite deep. But I still got it done regardless. 3 sets of 10 to 12. For today, since I didn't get a lot of reps for my back squats, I decided to do 12 reps as a way to compensate for the lack of volume earlier. Not gonna lie here, when it comes to leg days, it feels like my lungs are my biggest limiting factor and not my quads. Regardless, I still got this done and it literally feels like hell. Moving on to the next is walking lunges. I recently added this into my routine. I wouldn't say that I like or dislike this exercise. The balance portion is a big problem for me. For some reason, I just couldn't get the balance quite right. But then again, I'm only doing this for like the 4th time for my current cycle. And yes, 15 kilos for walking lunges is absolutely pathetic. Hopefully once I get the balance right, I'm able to add on the weights. But for now, I'm leaving my ego out of the table. Moving on next is my last exercise for my thighs. So I'm going to be doing leg extensions. This one is 60 kilos, 10 to 15 repetitions. For leg extensions, I don't lock out at the top because it hurt my knees. And I try to point my toes out a bit more. This way I can really focus on my quads. As you can see here, I'm not having a good time, but it is what it is. Also, when it comes to leg extensions, I give myself the luxury of pausing in between sets. Once the pain and soreness dissipates, then I can go for 2 or 3 more reps. Moving on next is for my posterior chain. This one is mainly for my hamstrings, glutes as well as lower back. I've not done this in a long time, so doing back extensions makes me really dizzy. So I'm going to start rather light first for 2 to 3 weeks, and then I'm going to start adding the weights again. I really focus on squeezing my buttocks, hamstrings as well as my lower back at the very top. That way I don't have to use very heavy weights to get the same perception or tension on my muscles. So after each of my body parts, whether is it push, pull or legs, I always end with some abdominal work. And today is going to be weighted sit-up as well as leg raises. For my sit-ups, I always make sure that my heels are on the floor, the weights are close to my body, and every rep is without swinging or momentum. This way I don't put stress on my lower back as well as on my neck. Last exercise for the day is going to be leg raises. Not a lot of reps here, just 8 to 10, focusing on squeezing my lower abs as hard as I can at the top and going with a controlled tempo at the bottom, about 2 to 3 seconds at my lowering phase. So yeah, this is basically my last exercise before moving on to my flexibility and cool down work. So yeah, that's pretty much all I did for my leg day. Squats, lunges, leg extensions, back extensions and some abdominal work. About 15 hard working sets. That's pretty much it. Anyways, if you guys have any questions on my training methods and how to do it yourself, just send me a message or leave a comment at the bottom. I will get back to you guys soon. That's all, Sean signing out.